Ravanelli obviously thought it was worth a pop. But you quite rightly said it was an awful piece of distribution from Baresi in the middle of the field. I think the one thing that we can say this afternoon is that Juventus, if they go on and win this, have thoroughly deserved to do so. Not only have they outplayed Milan, but they've thoroughly outfought them as well. And I've not seen that happen in the last couple of years since I've been watching this football. It's always been Milan that have been the forceful party. And you can honestly say every second ball Juventus have actually won. And I think they've really outfought and totally outplayed Milan. And it breaks my heart to say it.
Now Roberto Baggio. Discussions with Conte and Vialli. Another goal now would surely settle it for Juventus. And no question, they deserve their lead. If they can't win today, it would take them, at least for the time being, above Parma and Roma. Of course, play tonight. This is Baggio now. Great save by Rossi. Word, he had to keep a watchful eye on that one. Delicious free kick from Baggio.
That really was wonderful stuff, wasn't it? Rossi's done ever so well because he's not been tempted to move to his left to try and cover the wall side of the goal. He stayed his ground and that enabled him to stop it. Normally a goalkeeper takes half a pace to his left and he's beaten by that one, the one where Baggio uses his eyes.
The genius of Baggio so nearly securing a second goal. Here he is now with a corner. Short to Conte. Oh, very disappointing for Juventus. Now there's an urgency about Milan. They have just 10 minutes now. In their efforts to transform a game in which they certainly haven't been all that convincing. Massaro now. For a moment Orlando kept them on, but no. Simone.
He's already standing in there by the looks of it.
Well, there's tremendous vocal encouragement for Juventus as they edge their way towards victory. Sosa. Working it back to Ravanelli. Time though for Baresi to clear, but as far as Tacchinardi. Now Baggio. He's found Conte. Vialli in the middle. So was Baggio. It's a corner. Could have been more serious over Milan.
Yes, he showed good awareness, Baggio. The ball coming in on his chest and picked out Conte very nicely.
He's been absolutely outstanding, Conte, today.
It must be 2 inches shorter, Pete. The amount of ground he's covered. It's been absolutely a stunning performance there, working hard for his teammates.
Baggio with the corner. Milan had the presence of Cola to deal with. Ravanelli. Ferrara was up as well. Back off Cola to Paulo Sosa. Now Baggio. There's the cross. Vialli lingering in the middle. Costa Curta away for the corner.
If only he'd have marked Baggio like that as in the first half when the goal came in. Milan may still have a chance. Just gets a nick off Baresi that to deflect the ball there. Costa Curta doing very well. Good play from Sosa initially. Holding off a couple of challenges. Great ball out to Baggio.
Orlando to swing one over. His favoured left foot. Ravanelli went down there as if he was poleaxed. Out of play from Cola. And Ravanelli will certainly need some attention. Difficult to see what happened there. A look of utter anguish on the face of Ravanelli.
Yep, and he got an elbow off Desire. Desire definitely elbows him, and I wonder what sort of action that the Italian Football Association will take.
Well, the referee was only a few yards away, and you would have thought had a good view of it. Ravanelli still putting his point of view. Baggio got involved in the argument as well. There was a heated exchange, Rossi and Baggio. Urgent repairs needed for Ravanelli. He'll be anxious to get back out there again for the last few minutes. Massaro. Jacket figure of Gullit. On comes Ravanelli. Not as badly hurt as we thought, Ray.
No, I think he definitely took one, but he looks pretty sprightly, doesn't he? He doesn't want to go off in this game, I wouldn't have thought. Been a great game for Juventus.
Baresi. Again, the distribution was poor. Costacota has to hold it all the way back to his keeper.
Well, what a
the second
ball.
minute of injury time. That's a good ball.
It was a super pass, wasn't it?
Albertini lost his balance. Peruni was injured, but it's a free kick to Milan. The signal for everyone now to go forward. Can they save it here? Right at the last. Albertini knocked on then to Simone. More exemplary work in the Juventus goal by Peruzzi. We've made the point many times today. He hasn't had all that many saves to make, but every time he's been called on, well, he's produced the goods. Desai. Thundering through a half-hearted challenge from Vialli. Now Massaro. One for Gullit. Ravanelli. Going as far though as Desai. Massaro at the far post, careening away. And that's it. Juventus have beaten Milan. The recent run of success for Milan in the stadium is over. And Juventus, thanks to Roberto Baggio's goal, 3 minutes from half-time, have underlined their title credentials.
So Milan's crisis deepens, but a pleasing victory for Juventus. Meanwhile, at the Stadio Olimpico, Lazio's title challenge continued against Little Cremonese. Commentary from Gary Bloom.
Crevero then for Lazio. Up forward towards 7, Rambaudi. Vinta now. Driven straight at Turchi, the Cremonese goalkeeper. He just needed to angle that shot. There's a lovely turn here by Rambaudi, the summer signing from Atalanta. And a clever ball inside the fullback to release Arden Vinta. Now, can Lazio capitalise from this free kick? Signori to take it. Negro! Again, driven straight at Turchi, who didn't have to move his frame to make the save. And it remains 0-0. Chiesa. Skloza. Picking out Tentoni. He's chipmarker Johnny, and only a few feet away. Easily Cremonese's best chance of the first half. And Tentoni, their lone striker, almost gives the away side a half-time lead. Vinta. Towards Signori, that's a lovely turn to get away from Garcia. He has Fuser in support. Still Signori. Boxic is onside. Well, Cremonese craved the offside flag. But had Boxic turned the ball in then, Lazio would have had a goal. The flag stayed down, and Lazio rue another opportunity. Signori's only just bigger than the ball boy. And he drives in the corner. Oh, and a free header for Bergodi. Oh, what a chance then for Lazio. And once again, Turchi didn't have to move to make a save. Cravero. This one aimed in towards Boksic. Kaziragi. And the goal will stand. Cremonese felt there was a foul on the goalkeeper. And the ball fell so invitingly to the Lazio substitute, who nods it in from close range, and it's Lazio 1, Cremonese 0.
So Cremonese's misery worsens, but one step nearer to the title for Lazio. Elsewhere, Inter were hoping to turn their league form around against the bottom club Reggiana. Struggling Napoli faced a tough time of it at Sampdoria, and Serie A's leading pair, Parma and Roma, met in the evening game. However, we start the roundup down south with one of the season's surprise sides, BARI.
BARI have so far proved to be one of the major surprises in Serie A. Igor Proti surprised Genoa's defence here to give the home side the lead just 7 minutes in, and their positive chain of results seemed likely to continue. Also, after Toglieri added goal number 2 just a couple of minutes later, it was a first-class goal from one of Serie A's informed strikers. Strangely enough, BARI had managed to score just one league goal at home prior to this game. They were 2 up inside 10 minutes. Before the half-time whistle, BARI almost extended their advantage even further. First Toglieri, and then Pedoni went close. Genoa woke up for a brief spell after the interval. Scoravi set off the alarm bells in BARI's defence. But shortly after that, Genoa conceded another goal. BARI's opening 2 strikes were down to some expert finishing. Torrente's attempted clearance was something you'd expect from a novice, although Proti did appear to score with the use of an arm. At the other end, Johnny Van Schip produced this drive for his first league goal since February. However, BARI soon restored their 3-goal cushion. Toglieri with his 4th in Serie A this season. BARI then 4-1 winners. They've suffered just 1 defeat now in their last 6 league games. In Brescia, Fiorentina's Gabriel Batistuta was once again in evidence. The Argentinian international has had a dream start to the new season and has indeed scored in every league game so far. On the half-hour mark, Batistuta kept up this remarkable sequence. After good work from Flacchi, he claimed his 9th goal in 8 Serie A matches. His men clearly flying the flag for Fiorentina in their quest for honours this campaign. Brescia's Romanian coach Mircea Lucescu will have been bitterly disappointed at the way his side allowed Di Mauro this run on goal shortly before half-time. Di Mauro had struck his first of the season a week earlier against Padova. Too many Brescia defenders backed off the former Italian international. Still, you have to concede Di Mauro's effort was worth a second look. Brescia's poor attempt at catching Batistuta offside very nearly resulted in another goal for Fiorentina. That honour was reserved for Flacchi. He bravely headed his first ever Serie A goal, and Fiorentina were 3-0 ahead. Brescia aimed to restore some of their lost pride. Gallo pulled the goal back. There's still 20 minutes left to play. Fiorentina then moved upfield to score their 4th goal of the afternoon. Rui Costa showed the class which prompted his new club to invest £5 million in the Portuguese star. There was still time for one more goal. Ambrosetti claimed it. Fiorentina, though, claimed the 3 points and condemned Brescia to their 5th straight league defeat. It was another blow to Brescia's hopes of surviving the drop, but surely not as hard as the blow which felled this unfortunate linesman. Just one goal separated these two sides in Sardinia last weekend. Dele Valdez took advantage of Torino's inept defending to score his 3rd of the season. Dele Valdez's striking partner, Luis Oliveira, might have added to Cagliari's lead, though he failed to end his fine run with a finish to match. Cagliari were largely indebted to their 2 forwards for keeping them in Serie A last season. They combined here again. Eventually Oliveira forced his way through Torino's defence. However, Torrisi's clearance ensured there was only 1 goal in it. Cagliari are now unbeaten in their last 5 league games. Dennis Bergkamp missed Inter's win against Milan in the Italian Cup. He was back against Reggiana due to the absence of the injured Rubin Sousa. The quality of Bergkamp's finishing really summed up his time in Italy. Reggiana knew their coach's days were numbered and desperately needed their first win of the season. Pagliuca denied Scarbossa an opening goal. Pagliuca then needed some assistance from his crossbar. Italy's number one made a real meal of Dionigi's shot and was fortunate to escape without conceding a goal. Inter threatened the more the game wore on. Seno's drive was diverted to safety by Antonioli. Orlandini and Inter's young substitute Veronese linked up for their next attack. The result was the same, though. The former Milan goalkeeper had an inspired afternoon on his return to the San Siro. Del Vecchio was denied there. But it was Del Vecchio who finally broke Antonioli's resistance with just 2 minutes left in the game. 6 Reggiana defenders filled the 6-yard box, but the only player in a blue and black jersey got the decisive touch. Sadly, this proved to be the highlight of the opening 45 minutes in this game. Such was the poor quality of the first half. Things did liven up after the break, considerably in fact. 3 players were sent off, and Padova missed a penalty. De Biagio was the first to receive the red card. 2 more followed shortly afterwards. The referee decided the playground exchanges between Biagioni and Longhi should result in a double expulsion. With 3 players off the field, there was more room for manoeuvre. Here, Foggia's penalty appeals are rightly dismissed. Cagliari made the challenge. Indeed, it was Padova who had the chance to win this match with a spot kick after Maniero was fouled. The former Italian international, Giuseppe Galdarese, was still left waiting for his first goal of the season. It ended goals. Injuries of one kind or another disrupted the live television game between Parma and Roma. First, this spectator, if you can call him that, couldn't have guessed the beating that was coming his way on the Italian riot police. He was soon joined in the treatment room by Roma's Abel Balbo, who was sidelined with a thigh injury, and Parma's Faustino Asprilla, who limped off shortly afterwards, replaced by Parma's leading goalscorer, Marco Branca. Parma needed a win to reclaim top spot in Serie A and almost found a path to goal courtesy of Zola and Branca. The slow-motion replay shows that Parma and Branca were denied the goal by some agile goalkeeping from Cervoni. Roma went into this match as the only unbeaten team in the league, but Branca was determined to make his presence felt. Although maybe the awarding of a penalty kick here would have been a little harsh, although what was Benedetti doing, raising his arm? Without Balbo, Fonseca was the natural focus of Roma's attack as he slalomed his way to goal. 2 minutes from full-time, even Parma's fans must have settled for a draw, but then Gianfranco Zola took a decisive hand to win the game. Roma's unbeaten record had gone. Parma returned to the top of the table, and 25,000 Parma fans think they're going to stay there. Napoli's new coach, Vojdin Boskov, enjoyed his most successful spell in Italy with Sampdoria, whose fans will hardly forget he brought them the Scudetto in '91. The players seem to forget that referees aren't allowed to be tackled in football. Busso kept up the theme of the old boys reunion. Here he nearly scored against his former club. In the second half, it was Sampdoria's turn to be denied by the frame of the goal. Roberto Mancini came close to converting the cross from Lombardo. After their 3-0 win against Bari in Boscov's first match in charge, Napoli were determined to get something out of this game too. David Platt's miss made their task that much easier. Sampdoria were last season's top scorers in Serie A, but have found it difficult to find the target in recent weeks. Normally there's no shortage of penalty incidents in games involving the Genoa club. Their appeals were turned down on 2 occasions here. They appeared to have a definite case for the second when Melli was held by Lusardi. In a game they dominated for long spells, Sampdoria ran the risk of losing towards the end. Zenga, though, was alive to Carbone's effort. The final chance of this match fell to the young Sampdoria substitute, Claudio Bellucci. He spurned it, although Boskov didn't spurn the chance to have a tipple at his former club's expense. So, confirmation of that Serie A table. Parma now 2 points clear of the chasing pack. With Lazio, Juve, Roma and Fiorentina so close at hand, it's shaping up to be a real race for the championship. Now, what about this? Milan, the irresistible force of the past 3 seasons, languishing in the bottom half of the table. If things continue like this, they could be facing a battle against relegation. In the scoring stakes, Gabriel Batistuta scored for the 8th consecutive Serie A game. He's now just 2 games away from equalling the all-time record, which has stood for more than 30 years. But we'll leave you today with a new name among the season's top scorers, Parma's Gianfranco Zola, whose 4th strike for the campaign took his team clear at the top. We'll see you next time.